This is Matt for Boxing Social in association with William Hill and Empire Fights. So I'm delighted to be joined by a returning Lee McGregor. New weight, new page, turning your career. I know you were a bit sort of down on yourself, ever the perfectionist, but how do you feel? A bit of a relief to get in there and get the victory?
Yeah, of course, man. I built up so much for this night. The last 13 months, I've just been waiting on this date ever from the moment I come back in the changing room after the Ruiz fight, February last year. My mind was on my next fight. So, and I mean it, every single day from that date. Boxing career has been. Do you know what I mean? Mentally thinking about it, and that this date, my next fight, I need to get back in the ring. I need to get back in the right preparation. So many cancelled dates, so many setbacks, challenges, as long as personal stuff. So you can just say one word for it: relief.
Pressure's now been lifted though, you've got the victory under your belt. And I'll tell you what, in terms of a fight to come back in, that guy's been in there with some serious dudes, and it wouldn't have been probably no good you coming in there and blasting someone out and around. You've managed to shake off a bit of ring rust and look pretty sharp doing it, I would say. Yeah,
definitely. Listen, he's an experienced guy. We could have probably picked some maybe easier options, but it was, I feel like, the perfect fight for me at this stage. Yeah. And I needed that. I definitely needed that. That's going to benefit me massively. Going into my next fight, if I'd come out and got someone and blasted them out there and around, then it's a case of what I learned from that, and it was just a waste of a whole 13 months because this fight tonight was all about the momentum I've built the last couple of weeks in the gym. Because, like I said before, when I went back to Ben's at Christmas time, I felt a million miles away. I've so deflated and felt like I'd lost everything, and just these last couple of weeks of momentum started coming back, and that's what tonight was all about. Just staying on that, keeping on building from that. Perfect, absolutely perfect. And again, this is why time and time again I feel like Ben and Lee get criticised a lot on that, but I feel like that was absolutely spot on from them. The perfect fight, perfect opponent. I've got to say Lee as well for recommending it. I think it was exactly what I needed, and roll on the next.
Absolutely. You mentioned we spoke in an interview in 10 fights. British, Commonwealth, European. You came back with a not so easy opponent, not a walkover. I heard you mention wanting to headline in Scotland. Is that what's on your mind next? Going back up there, filling out a hall and getting back amongst it again.
100%, yeah, definitely. I believe I'm a big name in Scotland. I've got a big fan base, and we'll do a big show in Scotland. And my team have promised that's what they're going to do for me. I've stayed patient. I've trusted the process, and I feel like it's going to work out, and that's the plan. We come back to Scotland and we do a big show, and I feel like it's exactly what I deserve, and we keep on building, and I think late into this year you'll see me in a big fight.
How important is it now that you sort of revel in this victory a little bit and enjoy it, because the amount of stress that goes into it, and like I said, I were down at your gym, you touched on it, we touched on it earlier this week. You can see how much it means to you, and you know you didn't talk about quitting boxing, but you said, look, I'm that point's there, I'm looking at it, and you realise that nights like tonight, even though won't be the biggest night of your career, my friend, but this is why you do it.
Probably one of the most important in my career tonight was. It really was, because it just was. There was so many thoughts in my head ahead of tonight, and if it never went as well as what it did, it went smooth, it went fine, but there was just so much built up on tonight, and I'm going to be honest, every weekend and for the last couple of weeks before Christmas and that last year, I was coming back home from London with obviously all them cancelled dates, spending so much money and flights, travel, going down to London, sacrificing so much with nothing on the end of it, watching all my stable mates getting big fights, winning, and I'm just back and forward, cancelled dates, spending so much time away from my partner and my missus, going home, and I'm like, why am I doing this? And I kept going, and this is exactly why, and I must say a huge thank you to my team, my sponsors, Everlast, obviously, P&D Scaffolding. I can only say, like, my amateur days, like 15, 16-year-old, they've been by my side, they've stuck by me through so much. obviously Ford, Kirkcaldy, St Andrews Timber come on board as well, and at a time when times were difficult, they came on board, and without these guys' help I wouldn't have been able to keep grinding through and pushing through this, and I feel like I will pay them back with them big nights that we're going to have. This is the beginning, like I've just said, the beginning of the end of the bad luck for me, and we're going to have a big year, some big fights. Scotland, get excited for some big fights in the next 12 to 18 months. I think Britain, Scotland are going to have hopefully a new world champion within the next year and a half. I believe that. I just need to keep on grinding, keep on going, and tonight was just all about just getting rid of some rust and getting back on track.
Well, you achieved a lot in your first 10 fights, and I've no doubt with the willpower and everything you showed tonight, you'll progress and go on to some big things. Look, enjoy this night with your family, have some sleep, mate, and get some well-deserved rest. It's been a pleasure. We'll catch up soon. On to the next.
Nice one. Thank you, mate. Cheers.